Hi, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel, Travel to Money. In this video, I'm going to show you what I would do with one day in Valencia, Spain, or Valencia, as they say it in Spain. This is how I spent one of my first days visiting Valencia, in the same route I take my friends on when they visit. I'll show you where to park, the sights, places to eat, and a whole lot more. If you are new here, I have created this channel to help you learn about how to travel, adventure, and have fun on the road to financial independence. I have traveled the world, I own a couple of houses in Spain, and I'm on a creative journey to financial independence. I believe the road to financial freedom can and should be fun. I hope you'll subscribe and join me on this journey no matter where you are starting from. I was recently back in Spain and had the pleasure of showing one of my friends around her first time in Valencia. We happened to spend the day there on a holiday, so the city was full of life. If you're driving in from the south of Valencia and you put in directions to the Arts and Science Center, after exiting the highway, you will literally only have to navigate one right turn at a roundabout before ending up on this road, where you can see the Arts and Science Center area at the end. I always prefer to park on this street if possible. Now, this street is also where I had a bag stolen out of the back of my rental car several years ago. So my advice is, number one, don't plan a trip where you have to leave items in the car. And two, don't be the dummy I was and get out of the car after you park and put a bag in the trunk. There could be people watching. Plan ahead and only take with you what you plan to carry for the day. For me, this includes my ID, one credit card, about 10 to 20 euro in cash, and a bottle of water. If you can't find parking on this strip, if you make a right after the next roundabout, there is a parking lot on the left after you pass all of the main buildings that also has free parking. Something you may see from time to time in Spain is someone standing in lots like this, pretending like you are required to pay to park and trying to take a euro or two off of you. This is often just a scam, so if any random person is standing there trying to charge you for parking, it's not likely to be legit. Okay, so now that parking is taken care of, if you want, you can check out the Oceanographic Aquarium, where you can spend hours learning about sea life. But for your first day in Valencia, I prefer to start out by wandering around the Arts and Science Center, checking out the science structures, walking the botanical garden, seeing the pools surrounded by incredible buildings that look to me like something out of Star Wars. You can get some fresh horchata, which in Spain, unlike other places in the world, is made with ground tiger nuts, sugar, and water. It's a very refreshing drink and one I always enjoy. If you want to rent a variety of watercraft to try out in the pools, the prices are pretty reasonable. If you want to enjoy the museums, you really could spend the entire day just in this area. But for a beautiful day outdoors, I'd recommend walking up from the Science Center into the Turia Garden riverbed. You may have heard me talk about it in a previous video, but this used to be a river that ran through the center of Valencia. On October 14th of 1957, due to a severe rainstorm, the river flooded over into the city, causing extensive damage and loss of life. In response to the tragedy, the city made plans to divert the river, and out of something awful, they used the former riverbed to create something beautiful and full of life. I've walked this riverbed garden several times over the years, but I've never seen it quite so full of life as I did on this holiday. If you want to have a picnic, have your choice of space throughout miles of the park. If you want to set up a place to work on your artwork, you will find plenty of inspiration with the surrounding nature. The outdoor activities are numerous. Bring a skateboard and try out the various skate parks. Bring a bike or rent one nearby and enjoy the path built exclusively for biking. Like rock climbing? Well, they've added hand and footholds to one of the bridges just for you. This one was a bit too tough for me. Bring your rollerblades and skate around any of the paved areas. Rent a pedal cart with your family. Bring your kids for endless playground fun. If you walk near the big one, it will be impossible to miss. And you too can join in all of the sliding fun with your kids. There is also a section full of workout equipment if you want to get some exercise. Bring a soccer ball, but just be sure to call it football and kick it around until your heart's content. There is even free Wi-Fi provided throughout the park, so bring your computer with you and work for a while from wherever you like. See fruit trees, stunning bridges, flowers, and more. This park is a real treat, and even on a crowded day, there is plenty of space for everyone to enjoy the beautiful outdoors. One of the things I love about Spain is how much they invest in their parks and outdoor spaces. I usually exit the park and head into the city at the Bridge of Flowers, but even then, I haven't even walked half of the park. Saying it is majestic is an understatement. From here, I usually follow Google Maps to walk up into the city. You will see beautiful structures, and one of my favorite places to stop is Glorieta Gardens, boasting huge trees. This garden dates back to the French occupation of the city, where a French general planted the ficus trees in 1852. From here, you can walk up Calle de la Pau, stop at one of the bars or cafes, and there is also an awesome vintage shop on the street called Puro Vintage. It is probably the most expensive I've seen in my travels, but there are definitely some good finds there. If you continue up to the end of the street, you will find a lively square with cafes, bars, shops, and historic buildings, and toward the back corner of the square, you will find the Valencia Cathedral, which has a variety of architecture styles, including Gothic, Baroque, and Romanesque. It is a beautiful church to enter whether you are religious or not. Churches are some of the most beautiful sights throughout Europe. Now, if you're wanting food, you will have a lot of options in this area. On this particular trip, we opted to stop at La Tagliatella, which is an Italian chain that has 3 restaurants in the area. This was hands down some of my favorite Italian food I've ever had. We started with bread and I ordered the tortelloni caprese with the mushroom truffle sauce. It was out of this world. Now, I will say that I visited the location in Gandia just a few days later and it wasn't as good, so I'm not sure how good the consistency is across the board. There is another location in the mall just next to the Arts and Science Center too, so I'll be trying that one the next time that I go. In any case, it was a really great place to eat if you're in the mood for pasta. If you only have a short time in Valencia, of course I will need to recommend that you try a Spanish restaurant and go for the paella. It is not only a Spanish dish, but comes from the Valencian region, so you won't find it better than in Valencia. Unless you are really trying to push yourself, this is probably a good point to turn around and begin the walk back to the Arts and Science Center. The Turia Park is still beautiful at night, and so is the Arts and Science Center when it is lit up in the evening. This kind of day is really for more of a stroll to see the highlights of several areas. Just like I mentioned, you could spend a whole day at the Arts and Science Center. You could also spend a whole day at the Turia Gardens and a whole day in the city center of Valencia. All of this, and I didn't even take you to the boardwalk that runs along the beachfront not far from the Port of Valencia, or talk about any of the museums. Valencia is truly a great city to just wander and get lost in. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I spent a whole day there with so much to see and do, and I only spent money on food and drink, which is very reasonable even in the heart of the city. Well, that and I bought a shirt at the vintage shop, but that's certainly not necessary. There is so much to see, the people are happy, and the food is top notch. If you've been to Valencia, let me know your favorite places to see. If you've never been, put it on your list of places to go. And if you are from Valencia, I must say you have a wonderful city. Do me a big favor, like this video and subscribe to join me every day, where travel and adventure build financial freedom. I can't wait to see where your dreams will take you.